see, a new phase was here. He started out playing mostly rap, then it...
Most people think they know hip-hop history. But the records that really shaped it weren't always the loudest or the biggest. Some of them slipped through the cracks. And if you miss these, you miss the story. Let's rewind. Number 10, The Fearless Four. Rockin' It, 1982. Before rap rock became mainstream language, hip-hop was still deciding what instruments it was allowed to touch. At a time when DJs ruled the sound, the Fearless Four were already bending the rules. Layering live guitars over boom-bap rhythms in a way that felt dangerous and futuristic. Emotionally, Rockin' It feels fearless by design. There's no hesitation here. Just bold experimentation at a moment when most crews were still playing it safe. That confidence mattered, even if the industry didn't know what to do with it yet. Musically, the record breaks format. Live instrumentation collides with early electro textures, creating a raw hybrid sound years ahead of its time. They toured, performed internationally, and built momentum, but history moved fast. When later artists arrived with similar ideas and bigger backing, the Fearless Four were left behind. Their legacy lives quietly. Proof that innovation often happens before the culture is ready to reward it. Number 9, Whodini. Friends, 1984. Before hip-hop fully embraced storytelling, before rappers made vulnerability part of their narrative toolkit, Whodini asked a question that hit like culture therapy. Who really has your back? At a time when braggadocio ruled the airwaves and toughness was the badge of honor, Friends did something unexpected. We became lovers before we were friends. It exposed emotional insecurity in a genre that still feared softness. The song doesn't just boast or battle. It questions loyalty, betrayal, and the cost of success. And you're still not sure if your platter is gone. You say, well, if she took him, he was never... That emotional honesty was rare. I'll say it again, that these are the people that we call friends. Hip-hop was supposed to be about exteriors, the hardest beats, the biggest chains, the loudest voices. But Whodini drew a mirror inward. Musically, the production mixes synthesizers with steady grooves and space around Jalil's vocals, letting the introspection breathe. There's no frantic beat to hide behind. The track makes you sit with the questions. That restraint is part of its power. Friends wasn't a #1 pop smash, but it resonated deeply. It charted on R&B lists and became part of the soundtrack for anyone who questioned their circle. Its emotional pull made it one of the most replayed hip-hop records of the mid-'80s. Legacy? This song didn't just define Whodini. It taught hip-hop that introspection wasn't weakness. It allowed vulnerability into rap itself. paving the way for artists decades later who would rap about pain, loyalty, and real life without shame. Number 8, Whodini, Magic's Wand, 1983.
Oh my God, I think I'm having a rap attack.
Somebody get a doctor.
Before hip-hop embraced the futuristic, before artists looked towards synths and narrative surrealism, Whodini's Magic's Wand brought something few others dared. A sense of wondrous possibility in a genre still rooted in street realism.
Well, it's just that. It's big time now. Every neighborhood had its own crew.
At a time when hip-hop was expected to stay grounded in the block and the battle, Magic's Wand blended storytelling with electronics and a cinematic atmosphere. This wasn't a battle record. This wasn't a brag session.
On the mic had caught on strong. Some still say it's not what's happening after rappers.
It was hip-hop imagining itself in new worlds. Metaphoric, playful, and unafraid to transcend the expected. Emotionally, the track feels light, curious, and imaginative in a way hip-hop rarely sounded in the early 80s.
Rap attack means DJs jamming in the street, MCs rap.
It gave listeners permission to dream,
But let me ask you a question. How long have they been rocking like this? Well, rapping's always been around.
to let the genre be more than just street narrative and rhythmic bravado. Musically, the record's electronic melodies and spacious beat highlighted how far production in hip-hop could stretch.
You're all well. From ecstasy and the rapper John Will.
There was no fear here, only experimentation.
Oh, you mean she's all right there, right? Of course, man. You never heard of a Mr. Magic?
The use of synth lines and choppy rhythms foreshadowed the increasing role electronic sound would play in the evolution of rap and R&B fusion. Culturally, while Magic's Wand wasn't a chart topper,
The Grandmaster Flash, Blondie, Stevie Wonder, Tina Marie. They even made a rap for
it became a staple of early DJ sets and was widely discussed by hip-hop aficionados as a what-if record,
Quick, man. She's having an attack. She said rap attack, man, not heart attacks.
a music-forging moment that hinted at the genre's future.
Stomping their feet. It's not like they're starting to riot. We'll call the cops. 'Cause we want
Producers and artists cite it today as a stepping stone toward more adventurous soundscapes. Its legacy lives on in every time a rapper steps outside the expected,
you against me and me against you. Never jam every weekend at the neighborhood center. In charge.
proving hip-hop was never limited to a single style or story. Number 7, Spoonie G, Love Rap, 1980.
Yes, y'all. A freak, y'all. To the beat, y'all. It's so unique, y'all.
Before hip-hop had structure, Spoonie G had vision.
Hit me, so I opened my door. She got into my car. She looked into my face, said, I know who you
At a time when most rappers were still freestyling live with no thought of recording legacy,
with me. But if we do it in the car, that's no respect. So let's go to my house. She said,
he was already pressing records and shaping storytelling.
what you got? They wanna hang out a day, smoke cheap, sniff coke, then see you later, alligator.
Emotionally, his music feels foundational, curious, melodic, and human.
But the girl is strict. You can't lead yourself because you've been led. The same young girl
He wasn't rapping to dominate, he was rapping to communicate.
before it's too late. I got a cure for all women and hope you understand why they call me Spoonie G.
His smooth cadence and narrative style quietly influenced what melodic rap would become
Girls to
years later.
stay on the seat. See the microphone king while it's doing his thing until the punk rock.
VH1 would later recognize Love Rap among the greatest hip-hop songs ever.
So sweet, y'all, and unique, y'all. It's so sweet, y'all. Well, you're sweet to find
Long after the culture had moved on,
in your pearly white teeth. And when I see you, baby, oh, what a relief. From the girls I've seen, it was
Spoonie G's legacy is subtle but permanent.
what your microphone make you all wanna dance till you can't no more. Not a player, but a lover like dope.
Without him, narrative rap doesn't develop the same way. Number 6, The Treacherous 3, Feel the Heartbeat, 1981. Before fast rap was normal, it was a spectacle. The Treacherous 3 didn't just rap together. They moved like a single organism.
new track, and it sounds so sweet.
Emotionally, their music feels electric.
Because your heartbeat rocks the funky beat too. So rock the heartbeat, let's rock the
Competitive, urgent, alive.
have fun, have fun. To adapt to end.
They weren't recording for charts. They were sharpening skills for battle.
Gonna prescribe rock and send a vibe to rock your whole tribe. So this your new custom when I
Their rapid-fire delivery set performance standards that later crews would build entire careers.
number 1, 2, 6, the trade here to say I still got you. LA, sunshine.
Battles, synchronization, breath control, they mastered it early. When one member rose to solo fame, the group's foundation was forgotten.
With a treacherous breed, we got a new heartbeat.
But their blueprint lives everywhere. Group rap didn't evolve. It was engineered.
You hit on an ego trip, ain't that a blip? Going up and down, I'm the top.
If this history is hitting you, stay right here and subscribe. We're preserving the stories algorithms don't care about. Now back to the countdown. Number 5, UTFO, Roxanne, 1984.
UTFO, and she's so, I said so. Baby, don't you know I can sing?
Before Disculture had rules, UTFO accidentally created chaos.
Devious rap. I thought I had a purpose, I'm a sinister trap. I thought it'd be a piece of cake.
One song sparked over 30 responses and gave battle rap a blueprint.
You should know, she doesn't need a guy like you. She needs a guy like me with a high eye.
Emotionally, the record feels casual,
Face is very heavy, and you can say he's scary. So does him not heavy? Our father's a fairy.
almost playful, which makes its impact even more shocking. Its success proved that hip-hop could respond, evolve, and argue in real time.
Round the block, I had to let her know I was the devil. Wow, you said you call yourself a doctor.
UTFO became remembered for the war they started,
She said, ooh, that's very unique. Gave me her number and kissed me.
not the careers they built. But their cultural footprint is permanent.
Like me, no rap. Man, she was walking down the street, so I said, hello, I'm gang.
Hip-hop learned how to talk back because of this moment. Number 4, Stetsasonic, Talkin' All That Jazz, 1988.
Is thievery in the form of sampling.
Before hip-hop defended sampling, it was under attack.
We'll let you get away with that. You criticize our method, how we make records. You said
Stetsasonic stood up and explained why the culture mattered. Emotionally, the song feels principled, proud without being defensive.
In my method of tool. In fact, it's only of importance when I make it a priority.
It gave artists permission to protect their craft intellectually. Live instruments,
is not creative. 2, inspires violence. And 3, encourage.
thoughtful production, and community-driven energy made their sound revolutionary.
Talking all that jazz.
Even if radio wasn't ready, they didn't just make music. They made arguments that hip-hop still uses today. Number 3, Egyptian Lover, Egypt, 1984. Before gangster rap defined the West Coast, Egyptian Lover made it cosmic.
I don't care about my reputation.
While others chased realism, he chased imagination. Emotionally, his music feels playful, futuristic, free.
The freaks are on the floor now. Dancing.
It reminded hip-hop that creativity had no geographic boundaries. Independently released, theatrically performed, and technologically bold, he influenced electro, bass, and underground scenes far beyond charts.
Nation, the total female population. I can deal with that situation.
He kept the West Coast weird, and hip-hop needed that. Number 2, Mantronics, Fresh is the Word, 1985. Before hip-hop fully understood the power of machines, Mantronics were already bending them to their will. At a time when rap records were still rooted in funk loops and party rhythms, Fresh is the Word arrived sounding like it came from the future.
Because it's smooth, mellow, black.
cannot yell.
Curtis Mantronic wasn't just producing beats, he was engineering sound. Drum machines snapped harder. Synths felt colder.
Got too much flip. We can't harass, pass, cut so fast. You see the left.
Everything moved with mechanical precision, but never lost its groove. Emotionally, this record doesn't shout or brag. It asserts. There's a quiet confidence running through the track. The feeling of knowing you're ahead of the curve while the rest of the culture is still catching up.
Mantronics is the crew that you must hail, but please don't get concerned.
That kind of forward-looking energy was rare in 1985. When hip-hop was focused more on presence than progress. Musically, the song changed the rules. The bass is stripped down and relentless. The drums are clean and robotic. Space becomes a weapon. Where other records filled every second, Mantronics left air in the mix, making every hit land heavier. This wasn't aggression. It was control. Culturally, fresh as the word became a cornerstone of the electro-funk and early sampler era. DJs embraced it because it sounded different. Producers studied it because it showed where hip-hop production was going next. Its influence reached far beyond New York, shaping club scenes in Europe and laying groundwork for late 80s and early 90s production styles. The legacy of this record is quiet but massive. Without Mantronics, hip-hop's shift toward electronic precision, hard-edged minimalism, and futuristic sound design doesn't happen the same way. This wasn't just a song. It was a blueprint for producers who realized that innovation itself could move the culture. Hip-hop didn't just need storytellers. It needed architects. And fresh as the word proved that the future could still knock, as long as you knew how to build it. Number 1, Roxanne Shanté, Roxanne's Revenge, 1984. Before battle rap had legends, there was a 14-year-old rewriting power dynamics in one take. Emotionally, the record feels fearless. Calm, sharp, unshakable. She outsold, outrapped, and outlasted opponents twice her age. Then walked away from fame on her own terms.
Your music box continues with one of the hottest lady rappers on the music scene.
Her legacy isn't just gendered. It's historic. Hip-hop learned that confidence doesn't ask permission. These records were part of the moments that shaped hip-hop history. If one of them caught you off guard, drop it in the comments, and subscribe to keep digging into the real story.